I have snacks. Snacks to satisfy your beautiful, delicious soul. These snacks are gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, refined sugar-free, definitely not flavor-free. So today we are gonna hook up some delicious ooey gooey granola bars that are just all the things. These are a huge, huge fan favorite in my home. We cannot get enough of them. They are so freaking delicious. Next up, we're going to make these delicious chocolate covered dates filled with yummy, delicious peanut butter, and they just check all the boxes. And last but certainly not least, we have this yummy, beautiful, delicious baby smoothie bowl that I am serving up in my gorgeous little coconut bowl. You know I have an obsession with coconut bowls, and I found just the perfect occasion to use this tiny little cup. She is so cute, and I just cannot get enough. So let's get into our very first recipe so we can eat all the treats and do all the things and make our souls oh so happy. Let's go. These granola bars are they're such a hit in this house. What I love is that it's not a perfect thing. It doesn't have to be a perfect thing. This is whatever the heck you want it to be. Seriously. So I started with 3 cups of gluten-free oats, and now I'm going in with my dairy-free chocolate chips. So I'm gonna use about 1/3 of a cup of chocolate chips. And these guys are mini. They're so cute, and I think they're the perfect addition to these granola bars. All right, so it's maybe like a little more than 1/3 of a cup, but it's everything that was left. And is there ever like a time when there are too many chocolate chips? I just don't think so. So right into our mix. We're gonna do about 1/4 of a cup of pumpkin seeds and add that right in. I'm gonna do just under 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and this is pink salt. I love the sweet and salty balance in here. It is just perfection. So we're gonna go in with a cup of peanut butter. And again, I'm using crunchy. I love crunchy peanut butter, and I think it just adds an extra little something. So, you know. And there we are. So I'll put my cup of peanut butter in, and then we're moving on to the honey. So with the honey, we're going in with 2/3 of a cup. And again, if you go over, no big deal. So if you want this recipe to be vegan, you can leave the honey out and use something like a rice syrup, date paste, something like that. But you really want the consistency of honey. That stickiness and the thickness of the honey is also what helps to bind these granola bars together. Otherwise, you just end up with granola. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what we're after today. We want some granola bars. So the last thing on our list is vanilla beans. So I'm gonna use 1 entire vanilla bean pod. I used to use vanilla extract all the time, and it was perfectly fine. It was, until I found vanilla beans. This flavor is so concentrated. There's nothing added like alcohols or anything else, just vanilla beans. I love it. And into our granola mix they go. So we have our dry ingredients, our wet ingredients. I'm gonna give everything a mix, and then we're gonna put it in our dish and sail away happy. I think my husband knows that I'm making granola bars today, I think. But if he doesn't, then it's gonna be a very pleasant surprise, and I am going to be the greatest wife ever, ever. So you want to mix until everything is well combined. You don't want any dry oats hanging out in here. Everything should be touching everything. This is a love fest in here. Everyone is loving on everyone. We're cleaned up, ready to go. So I have 2 pieces of parchment paper here, and then the dish that we're gonna use. So this is just an 8x8 casserole dish, if you will. So I'm gonna take my larger piece of parchment paper and just put it into my casserole dish, and then we're gonna put our granola mix inside and start to form it. So we're gonna take our mix and we're gonna put everything right in here in the parchment paper. So everyone is pretty much like pushed into the corners, if you can see here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our other piece of parchment paper. This one's a little bit smaller and it's just to cover our granola bars. I'm gonna lay this on top. And then I'm gonna take our measuring cup, I'm gonna use the bottom and I'm going to press down and just really make sure that everything is nice and compact. We don't want any air bubbles, we don't want any gaps anywhere. We want this batch to be completely uniform so everything is like as level as you can get it, and that makes very uniform granola bars. So this is what our granola situation looks like right now, our granola bar. So it is like nice and even in there, everything is level. As you can see, just like this, I'm gonna take it, put it in the fridge, and this is going to sit for at least a couple of hours. I highly recommend that you let your granola bars take shape and just kind of hang out overnight. 24 hours is best, but the longer you can leave it in there, but just give it as much time as you can, because that way when you cut them up, they are nice and firm. They're not kind of falling apart and, you know, doing all the things. And the firmer they are, they have like a little crisp and a crunch and all the things, and I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna go throw these guys in the fridge and then we're moving on to our next recipe. Next up, we're gonna make some peanut butter stuffed chocolate covered dates, and my excitement is on overload. So I am a huge fan of Snickers. I love Snickers. I cannot remember the last time I ate a Snickers because Snickers does not agree with this body. You know what I mean? So while this is not meant to be an exact like replica of Snickers, it is giving like Snickers vibes, you know, like the peanuts and the, maybe that's where it ends. I don't know. But we're gonna do our best today and we're going to make a delicious snack anyway. It does not have to taste like a Snickers. That's just kind of like the vibe I'm going for. So we're gonna start with our dates. So I'm using Medjool dates. These guys do have pits in them. So we're gonna start off by taking the pits out. So dates are, they're kind of large and in charge, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do 6 of these guys and I am just going to cut like so. Open them up and there is the pit. So we're gonna take that out and just put it aside and we're gonna keep going. So for our filling, we're gonna use some peanut butter again. So I'm gonna do like a heaped tablespoon because, you know, these guys, there's not a lot going on with these dates. And to this, I'm gonna add a little bit of maple syrup just to sweeten it up a little bit. But you know, not a lot because dates are sweet. So I did about a teaspoon, if that, of maple syrup. So I'm gonna stir this together. So to this, I am gonna add just a little pinch of salt. Again, that like sweet and salty situation. And I do mean just like a little pinch. We're not going in hard with any salt here. And then I'll stir again. I should have done this before, but here we are. So I'm just gonna grab my dates and I'm going to start stuffing these guys. So because I cut them in half to take the pit out, it's gonna make it a little bit easier for me to stuff them. So I am just gonna grab a little peanut butter on the back of my spoon, throw it in there, and give this guy a little fold. And it is seriously okay if some of the peanut butter sticks out of the top, no big deal. I'm gonna smooth it. And that is what we are looking like. I don't know if you're like me, but apparently I have a reputation for overstuffing things like tacos and dates. I don't know what anyone is talking about, you know? If it's not overstuffed, then what even are you doing? Is my question. So while I hook up our chocolate that's going to slather our yummy, beautiful peanut butter stuffed dates. I have the dates in the freezer so they can get just a little cold, so that when we put our chocolate on them, hopefully the chocolate just like quickly gets nice and outfit, like, I don't know what word I'm trying to use. I can see it in my head. Can you not see it? You can't read my thoughts? Okay. So we are starting with some dairy-free chocolate, and I'm gonna use about 1/3 of a cup, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of coconut oil so everyone marries together. It's nice and like glossy. It has a little crisp, a crunch situation. Just you wait. So here I'm gonna add just like a teaspoon of coconut oil. And I'm gonna microwave this 10 or so seconds at a time until everything is nice and melted, and then it's time for the good part. Look how pretty, look how pretty. Nice and melted and just doing all the beautiful things. So I'm gonna grab our dates out of the freezer, and we are going to start coating these babies. All right, so yeah, they got a little cold, just a little cold. So I'm gonna take them, I'm just gonna dip them right into the chocolate and kind of toss them around so they get nice and covered up. And then to the parchment paper it goes. Oh God, don't do that. All right, so we're gonna move on, get our next guy going. And these guys are sitting on like the prettiest little bed of chocolate on this parchment paper. Oh, so nice. So it'll be really nice because when we peel them off, there will be like a nice crunchy, crispy little piece of chocolate on the bottom. And who doesn't need that? So we're on to our last one here, letting the chocolate just drip off. Oh my God, oh, I'm kidding. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, look at that yumminess. So I'm gonna get these guys in the freezer and let them hang out for just a little bit, and then we can give them a yummy taste test. So let me take care of that, and we will be back to make our last special dessert. Our last snack might be my absolute favorite, and that is probably simply because I get to use these. So these are coconut bowls from Coconut Bowls. They are so just, oh my God, they're all the things. So we're going to make a smoothie bowl. It's the perfect season for them because it is so hot out now, hot and humid here in Florida where we live. So smoothie bowls are just king. So for my smoothie bowl, I like to use some coconut water, but you can use whatever you want. Regular water, fresh juice. You can use coconut milk or any other kind of nut milk. So for this bowl, because I'm making smaller portions today, I'm gonna use 4 to 6 ounces of coconut water. So next up is my bananas. I have frozen bananas, and this is to make this nice and creamy. You don't have to use bananas if you don't want to. I just like the addition. So I always have frozen bananas hanging out just in the freezer, just waiting for their turn. So I'm gonna use probably like 1.5 frozen bananas, 1.25. And then I'm gonna do probably about 1.5 cups of frozen mango. So whatever you do when you're making your smoothie bowl, you just wanna make sure that your tamper can get down to the fruit to push it down so that it's making contact with the blades and everything gets nice and smooth. So we are ready to go. I have my blender cup here. I'm gonna put my lid on, make sure it is nice and secure. And then I'm gonna take this middle little cap out. We do not need this. And we also wanna leave room for our tamper. So this is what I mean when I say, you wanna make sure you have enough in here that your tamper makes contact with it so that it can push it down. Otherwise, your ingredients are just gonna sit at the bottom frozen because your tamper can't get to it, you know what I mean? So let's get this blending. This is a loud process, and just hang with me. Success. So this is what we're looking like. No one is moving in there, no one. So I'm gonna grab our bowls. We're gonna get this served up, put our toppings on, and then it's time to enjoy. So I'm gonna make 2 little smoothie bowls here. My husband does not know that I'm making one for him, but I definitely am because he's a huge fan, like I am. All right, so we have our cute little bowls here. This is what we are working with. Delicious, delicious. So now I'm gonna add toppings. And so this is what we typically add to ours. I have some of the peanut butter left over that we put into the dates. I added just a little more peanut butter. And so I'm gonna take some of this and put it on top of our smoothie bowls. And this does not have to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. This is just, you know, you are getting toppings in there that you just want to guzzle down. It is all good. I like to add some honey. I am just obsessed with honey. It is so wonderful and healing and all the things, but it also gives it like an extra little sweetness. We didn't add any sweetener to our smoothie bowl mixture. It was just the bananas and the mango, and that certainly does have some sweetness, but there is something about like the peanut butter and the honey together that just, it really does something. So to this, I'm gonna add some fruit. So I have some strawberries here that I'm going to add. So the next thing I like to add is cacao, and these are cacao nibs. It gives it a nice little crunch and just an extra little something. This is definitely like the healthier version of chocolate, but it's definitely not the chocolate flavor. And then we have some hemp seeds, so some healthy fat and just, oh, all the things. So I'm gonna sprinkle this just right on top of everyone. So our beautiful smoothie bowls are done. I am so incredibly excited. I don't even know what to say. So I'm gonna call my bee out here and see if he wants to enjoy a smoothie bowl with me, because you definitely should enjoy this with someone you like or love. For you.
Oh, real size.
Yeah, a real size.
Real boy size.
It's so good. I feel like one of the things that's really nice about every one of these snacks is that it's really fast to make them. They take like just a few minutes to throw together. These snacks are definitely a preference of mine because they do not inflame me in any way. They don't affect my blood sugar in any way. Like, it's not spiking anything. I don't feel bloated afterward. I don't feel, I mean, all I feel is happy. That's it, just happy. So these are definitely friendly for me, friendly for what I'm trying to accomplish, which is to heal my body and balance my hormones as holistically as I can with whole foods and all the things. And this satisfies all of that. I just took our dates out of the freezer. They are just, can you hear that? I hope you can hear that on the mic. But they are nice and cold. The chocolate is a beautiful coat on, oh, I am so excited. So I'm just gonna grab one. We're gonna take a bite and we're gonna see what we see. Look, didn't I tell you? Oh. Oh my God. Number one, I feel like I have chocolate all over my teeth. Is this my new favorite dessert? I think it is. This is so good. The deliciousness, and dare I say, there is something Snicker-esque about them. They're really, really good. I have met my match. This is so delicious. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. I don't think they're gonna make it through the night, if I'm being honest. I just don't. They're that good. Because I'm an impatient girl, I stuck our granola bars in the freezer for a couple of hours, and now I am so excited to show them to you and do all the delicious eating things because I want, you know? So that is what we're working with. Everything feels nice and firm, which is exactly what we want. Look at that. Look at that. There's like deep concentration happening right now. Okay, our granola bars are cut up. They're so pretty. They are just, let me show you. So I'm gonna take an inside bar so you can see like the whole just 360 situation. So this is our bar. Look how beautiful and compact everything is. Oh my gosh. You can see the delicious chocolate chips, the pumpkin seeds, like all the layers, just, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. Look at that. Oh my God. That is so good. My husband is going to love me forever. Delicious, delicious. And there you have it, my beautiful friend. 3 delicious, just definitely on the healthier side, sweet treats, healthy snacks that you can make like in no time flat. These snacks are so good and clean. No gluten, no dairy, no refined sugars, no soy, none of the yucky stuff, but all of the deliciousness. I really hope that you enjoyed these recipes and that you make them. And if you do, please make sure you tag me on Instagram at Shantel. You can also comment down below and share your own yummy, healthy snack ideas with our little Shantel family. If you like this video, and I really hope that you did, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, and you click that notification bell because all of that really supports my channel and it means the universe to me. Thank you so much for spending your beautiful time with me, my friend. I hope you have the most gorgeous sunshiny day. Mwah.